What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're in the shop tonight getting ready to do a 100,000 mile inspection on the new flatbed here. We like about 500 miles having 100,000 miles on this trailer since I bought it. It's 2022 model. You guys hadn't seen the video, you can go check it out when I bought it. Anyway, I want to check the brakes. We're going to grease it. I'll keep checking on this stuff pretty frequently, so I'm pretty confident it's in good shape. But I want to do this video for 100,000 mile inspection. I want to jack up the axles, the tires off the ground, spin each tire individually, check the bearings, make sure there's no issues there. This trailer has the greaseless or the oilless hubs, the greased hubs, where you can't do maintenance on them without taking it all apart. I don't really like that. That's one of the few things about the trailer I don't really care for. But that's the way it was, and that's what most of the trailers are going to now. You do have issues with them because you can't check them. Over time, the grease dries up and you burn the bearings up. Then your tires and wheels can come off while you're going down the road or catch on fire, and you might catch it in time. But it's going to ruin the spindle and the bearings and hub and all the 9 yards. So nobody does this, jacks it up and checks it, and that's why there's so many issues with them. But I'm going to go the extra step and jack it up and check it out. All right, guys, so step one, we're going to check out the brakes. As you see, they look excellent. There's no groove there. We have knee-deep brake pads. Just about this line right here is your groove to let you know when it's time to change the brake shoes there. And as you see, all that is in excellent shape. I'll come back and grease it in a minute without the camera. There's nothing to greasing it. You just have a grease zerk here, Alamite, one there. You have to take a paper towel or something to wipe the dirt and grease off of it, and then pump some grease in it till you see it coming out. That looks great. Check this one over here. Same thing over here. Plenty of life left. We'll roll to the front up here. Plenty of life left on that. I don't see any grease coming out of the back of the hubs. It's another thing. We'll check your grease seal or your oil seal. Depending on whether you have oil or grease in your hubs, I guess it'd be dependent on what you would call it, but you want to look at that up there, make sure you don't see anything slinging out. Same thing here. Everything looks dry, everything looks good. Don't see any issues there. We'll go ahead and check everything, make sure you don't see any cracks in any frame members, anything like that. Another thing we want to look at, which these usually don't wear out for a lot longer, but you can look up in here at your bushings and your washers here and kind of tell some of the wear that's on that. When these things wear out, they get out of alignment. There's a bushing in here and it gets out of alignment, and once it gets so bad, your tires will actually start rubbing against the trailer frame in there. Everything's looking good so far. I'm gonna grab the grease gun over here and get this thing greased up. Then we will jack it up, spin the tires. We have to release the brakes and everything, spin the tires, and make sure everything's good there. All right, guys, got it jacked up, got the brakes released. We'll spin this. Put your head down here so you can listen. Make sure you don't hear any odd noises, grinding noises. It turns freely, as you see, spinning there by itself still. You can try to wiggle it. Stick a pry bar in front of the tire, pick up on it, make sure you got no slack, whatnot. Make sure everything looks good. The tires look good for 100,000 miles on them. Still plenty of tread left. They do have some irregular wear patterns on them, but I've always had that issue with spread axle trailers, so I don't really think that's too much of a problem. We're gonna go ahead and check the next one. All right, guys, we're checking tire wheel end number 2. Everything rolls freely. I don't hear any noises, don't feel anything weird when I turn the tire, any of that. Tread, everything looks good. Another little tip for this, if you don't have a way to jack this up, you want to check it more often as you're driving, buy you one of these right here. This is a Milwaukee temp gun. It does not have to be a Milwaukee. You can use whatever brand you want, but you can put this on that hub in there and it'll show you the temperature of it. And you can check this when you're doing your pre-trip and catch an issue if you have, say, one hub that is hotter than the other three, or a couple of hubs that's hotter. You may want to go ahead and check that out sooner rather than later. This will help you catch a lot of issues that may have you set inside the road with your tire and wheel assembly either off of the truck or on fire and getting ready to come off the truck, and could save you a lot of downtime and a lot of money. So just a couple tips for you, and I would recommend doing what I'm doing right now, jacking it up, checking everything out. If you do your own service, every time you change the oil, get up under the truck, grease your truck yourself. Nobody's going to look over it any better than what you are. If you carry it to a shop, generally they're not going to put the same emphasis on checking everything out as what you would yourself, because you're the one that's going to be sitting inside the road if there's an issue. And you're the one likely going to be paying for it if you're owner operator. So I recommend doing this at every oil change, every time you grease it and whatnot. But if you get you one of these right here, you can even do it like whenever you do your post trip or whatever, when you shut down for the day, walk around, check everything. I think I said pre-trip earlier, but post trip, after you've driven the truck and your temperatures or be up operating temperature on your wheel ends, walk around and check them, make sure you don't have anything getting hot or whatever. Or whenever you get loaded, drive 50 miles, whenever you stop, check your load, pulling flatbed, shoot it with that right there, and you'll have an indication. All right, guys, so I went ahead, checked the rear axle, everything looks good, smooth. Tread depth on the rear tires are a little bit less than on the front, but anyway, I've not had any issues with this trailer whatsoever in the 100,000 miles. It's been pretty well flawless. I hadn't had to do anything to it. You know, check the air pressure tires, wash it, grease it, and pull it. Pretty much about it. As I say, I try to get up under this thing every time to change the oil and everything. I grease everything, look over everything, check for cracks, wheel seal leaks, anything that might stand out of the ordinary. That's what I like to do. These grease hubs right here are a 5-year warranty deal. They say do not touch them for 5 years or 500,000 miles, but I think it's a good idea to you know, make sure they turn freely. I think it even says that in some of the paperwork or somewhere on the trailer I looked at. You can jack this thing up. It doesn't take, you know, 10 minutes to jack up each wheel when the trailer's empty. Spin it like that, make sure you don't hear any noises, no grinding, everything rolls smoothly, and should be good for 500,000 miles. And then that's the end of the warranty. Then you would want to have these things serviced, make sure your bearings are still tight and everything, repack everything, and all that jazz. But anyway, everything looks good, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.